All right, how's everybody doing? This is the Comic Samurai. I want to welcome you to my next video, and tonight we're going to be doing another Let's Rank challenge. This is where we look at a run on a series and assign every cover a letter grade from A to F, and then pick our favorite and award it that special S tier ranking. Tonight we're going to be looking at the Punisher regular series, the ongoing series from 1987. So let's go ahead and jump right in. First up, we got this issue number 1, and the first handful of issues were all drawn by Klaus Janson, and he really changed the look of the Punisher and Frank Castle from what Mike Zeck had done in the limited series a year before. But it was 1987, and they decided to give Punisher his own ongoing series. But I want you to compare these two covers here. This is the limited series, issue number 4, done by Mike Zeck. And compare that to Klaus Janson's version of this same pose. And I just think that Zeck did a much better job on this. I am going to give this one an A, but I'm going to call it an A-. It would have been neat to see Klaus Janson do a totally unique new image for the issue number 1. Next up we got issue number 2 here, and this is kind of an interesting image. Klaus was trying something with color here. He went for a black and gray background and a very stark image of the Punisher here, but I do not like how he did that skull emblem on his chest. I don't like Klaus Janson's way that he builds a character there. It's way too scratchy, and these flares of the gun just didn't work for me. The red outlines there, it was too scratchy. Something about this one, I mean, it was interesting that it was a new, unique look for the Punisher, but it can't raise it above the level of a D for me. Next up, we got issue number 3 here, and again, something about Klaus Janson's way he builds a figure. Something just didn't work in the weight of the Punisher there again, and again, his skull emblem on the front, just round circular eyes. It's a callback to like a smiley face button. It shouldn't be like that. It should be a growling, scowling, angry skull emblem on the front, in my opinion. You've got this grenade being thrown at him, and he's shooting at these nameless thugs in the background there. They did some bright colors, which didn't fit the Punisher for me. Giving this one another D. Next up, we got issue number 4 here, and again, Klaus Janson loved to do that scratchy look on the Punisher there. I don't like the way he drew faces. He's getting a little better at the skull emblem on the front there. And I like that blam of the sound effect there and the muzzle flash there, but I don't like my heroes getting defeated on the cover either. Again, I can't do anything better than a D on this one. Next up, we got issue number 5 here, and I do not like the way that Klaus drew his face on this one. Again, the kind of alien-looking skull on the front there, the lighting on this one, I do like the click that he's loading his gun there, but just something about the way he drew his face. It did not work, and I'm giving this one another D. Next up, we got issue number 6, and this is where Mike McNola took the reins for this cover here, and I do like this one. Finally, a good-looking skull emblem on his chest there. The green, toxic fumes behind him. He looks a little bit more like a superhero here, and I think that the Punisher needs that little bit of an edge to it. He can't just be a nameless, faceless vigilante. He's got a costume. He's got that skull. He's got to be a little bit larger than life. And this one captures that. I love the silhouette of the skeletons there, these toxic fumes, the colorings. Mike McNola did a great image on this one, and I'm giving it an A. All right, next up is issue number 7 here, and this one was one of my least favorite covers here. The way that these terrorists look here, and it's supposed to be Times Square, but that street scene does not look like Times Square here. I don't like much about this one at all. The colors didn't work. I didn't like the setup of this. It's just such a static image. They tried to do motion, but it just didn't work. This one's a fail, and I'm giving it an F. Next up, we got issue number 8, and this is where a young Wils Portacio jumped on board and gave his talents to this one. I do like this, but again, there's way too many motion lines here. It's a pretty static image that this villain has Frank in a full Nelson there. But all these motion lines here and this swinging arch there, it wasn't needed there. They should have done a little bit closer image of these characters fighting. I do like Whilce's introduction here. I'm going to give this one a B. All right, now Whilce did quite a few covers here. The next one was issue number 9, and I do like the black here, the colors on it. I do wish that Frank Castle was a little more straight on to the camera there. I wanted to see Whilce's take on his skull emblem there. You've got this ninja in the background there, but something about it, this gun was a little wonky. It looked like a space gun or something there. Yeah, this one, it was a good one. I like the black, but I can't give it anything better than a B. Next up, we got issue number 10, and this one had a guest appearance of Daredevil, and I really wanted to like this cover. I know it's a lot of people's favorite, but I think that Whilce really dropped the ball when he put the Punisher's arm in front of Daredevil's face, and he covered up the Punisher's face with his shoulder there. All you had to do was shift your angle a little bit and let us see the heroes' faces. That's what we want to see. I like how he built the structures of the muscles and things like that. I like the white background. The coloring on this one worked. But he really did miss an opportunity there. This one has always bothered me, that the layout of it are the faces being covered, and I'm giving this one a C. Next up, we got issue number 11 here. Now, this is how you do it. An action shot. You've got the Punisher holding a cannon there, and it's a pretty phallic-looking cannon. I mean, the Freudian psychologist would have a field day with this issue. You got the girl holding on to him. He's defending these people. You got these bullets coming in there. I like the actions lines here. This is a return to greatness, and I'm giving this one a very strong B. Next up, we got issue number 12 here, and I didn't really care for this one. Again, a fallen hero in the foreground and these villains in the background. Something about the way the character design of that villain there holding a gun, it didn't work for me. This one does scream 80s, and it's a lot of fun, so I'm giving this one a B, but we'll call it a B-. Next up, we got issue number 13 here, and I would give this one a very, very strong A, if not for what? Any guesses? That headband with the skull logo on his headband. I do not like that. I think that was a big mistake. It was a trope in the 80s and 90s to have heroes have a headband or a mullet or long hair like they did with Superman. I wish they wouldn't have jumped on that bandwagon. That headband, it's ridiculous. I'm punishing it, and I'm giving this one a D. Next up, we got issue number 14. And this had a great opportunity again to be an exciting, fun cover, but I can't get past the fact that all of these bullets, whenever they land, they splash. And it just looks like water guns are being shot at the Punisher there. Instead of an explosion or things chipping when they hit, they splash. And it just looks like water there. I'm going to say it looks like somebody shooting a water gun at Frank, but in reality, I always thought it looked like somebody was pissing on him. In any event, I do like that he's holding this character here, but Wils Portacio had a weird way of drawing his figures there, and something didn't click on this one, and I'm just going to give this one a C. Next up is number 15, and it's got that giant image of the Kingpin there. It reminds me a little of Bill Sienkiewicz's iteration of the Kingpin there, where he drew this huge hulking figure there. I didn't like Bill's version of it, though, but Whilce's here, I do like it. And these chess pieces here, I've always liked that imagery on a cover, that chess piece symbol, and the board there, like it's all a game they're playing and strategy. I like the red on this one. That green in the trade dress is a bit of a clash there, but I like this one, and I'm giving it a B. Next up, we got issue number 16 here, and I do like the image of this hovering Kingpin in the background. Look at how huge and thick he is. But the battle is a little generic. I do like it, though, and if you're looking for a good Punisher, just classic image there, this is a great one. My main problem with this cover, though, is that it looks like the Punisher's bringing a knife to a gunfight there. I mean, this guy's got a fully automatic M16, and it's just unrealistic to think that Frank's going to be able to get to him before he's blown away. So it does compel you to open this one and see how Frank overcomes the guy with the gun if he's only got a knife. And it's in his mouth. He doesn't even have a knife in his hand at this point. In any event, I'm going to give this one a B. Alright, next up we got issue number 17, and I did like this one when they used those graphic design elements of that red splash in the background. They're introducing a little bit of that style that Image Comics would be known for, and Whilce was one of the founding members of that company, so it makes sense. He did have that design sensibility, and he really used it on the cover of this one. It's one of my favorites. I like that dynamic explosion of energy, and these characters in the background there. The coloring was done well. I like that white background. This one's getting an A. Alright, next up we got issue number 18, and I did like this image of the Kingpin bursting through a wall attacking Frank. And I like his emblem there, finally. Look at, this is how you do the Punisher's skull emblem there. Great, I love it, but look at the clothing of the Kingpin. It's like this striped stuff. It doesn't look like a piece of cloth or fabric there. It didn't fit what the Kingpin usually wears. I want him in a suit like he's a businessman that can throw down whenever he wants. For some reason, that white is a little bit distracting, and it brings this one down to the level of a B. Next up we got issue number 19, and this is probably my least favorite of the run. The image of Frank Castle on top of a camel there, and the camel is nuzzled up beside his skull there with that Australian-style hat on his head. Nothing on this one worked. The Punisher sitting on a camel, and he's awkwardly in the saddle there. And this strange-looking camel there with the pink brownish background, the yellow in the trade dress, the coloring killed this. On top of the poor characterization of the Punisher, this one failed on every level, and I'm giving it a very confident F. Next up we got issue number 20, and I did like this Wils Portacio image. I do like the image of Punisher fighting these thugs, but the fact that he's throwing one with one arm up in the air while holding off another one, while kicking another one, it was a little over the top, this figure that he's throwing. I do like to think that he's a bit of a superhero, but you got to remember he's human too. He's just a vigilante. He's unbeatable in a draw, in a gun, in a firefight, but he doesn't have super strength, and they implied that on this one, so I'm just giving this one a C. C minus, we'll call it. Next up, we got issue number 21, and this is where Erik Larsen started working on the series, and while I do like the skull emblem on the front, it shouldn't be a tank top like this, and he should never be wearing boxing gloves. This is just a fail for me. I wish I would have liked it, but Frank in a boxing ring where they're fighting, but it's all just a sport, that's not what the Punisher does. He's about meting out real justice with consequences and death and guns and violence. A boxing ring, while it screams that, it's the cleaned up version of that. It's the sanitized version of that. And yellow and purple in the trade dress, I usually hate that, and in this case I do. I can't do anything but a D minus on this one. And just the name and just the Punisher's face saves that from getting an F, but it's close. Next up we got issue number 22, another image done by Erik Larsen. And this villain here, I never like a bald, just big, muscular villain. In the history of supervillains, none with those characteristics has ever won. They're always defeated. It's always an easy victory for the hero there. The coloring on this one, I do like the red down to yellow there, but you don't know who this female character is there. Erik Larsen, I'd love to give him a higher grade, but again, I can't do anything better than a D on that one. Next up, we got issue number 23 here, and again, you've got this nameless villain kicking the Punisher in the face there, and it's just a pretty classic battle scene. It's the Punisher. He doesn't get in many fistfights. He blows you away with a gun. He's all about using every weapon at his disposal. He should never be stripped down to a hand-to-hand fight. Unless it's like with Daredevil or somebody you really want to see him grapple. But this guy, this is again, I can't do anything better than a D. Next up we got issue number 24 here, and they tried to introduce the Shadow Masters, this new group that they were trying to promote, and it just didn't work. I don't like their trade dress there, and it wasn't big enough. If they're going to try to sell you on a group, make it, star them on the cover. Don't have them like as a sideline. This is a Punisher comic book. This helicopter just didn't work, shooting at Frank Castle. I'm sorry again, but this one, I'm just going to give it a D. Alright, last one is issue number 25 here, and while I do like the symmetry on this one, I don't know who that he's fighting alongside with, and a woman in a dress just holding two Uzis at the Punisher. I love these barrels coming in from the side. That's a trope that I always am interested in. But these purplish pink walls with the yellow in the background there, the color killed me on this one. It's not an intimidating villain. I want to see the Punisher go up against the Juggernaut or Dr. Doom or some villain, some superhero villain from time to time. I mean, I like him dealing with thugs, but this woman in a dress, it goes against that trope of the woman in peril wearing the red dress there. So it's interesting in that aspect, but I can't give this one anything better than a C. Alright, well we've got them all ranked here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the ones in the A tier and assign our favorite. Well, of the first 25 issues of the regular series, these three covers here got an A ranking. We've got issue number 1 with that beautiful Claus Janson covers that's very reminiscent of the 4th issue of the limited series. We've got this beautiful McNola cover here, and we've got this Wils Portacio cover here. So the other major artist was Erik Larsen, and he didn't make the cut on any of these covers, but these three are beautiful ones here. If this one wasn't so reminiscent of that other cover, it might have a chance. I do like that one, and it is iconic. The second one here by McNola, issue number 6, is a beautiful one. I love that silhouette of the skeleton, all those barrels of toxic waste, But the fact that the Punisher's face is covered by a mask there, I didn't like that. I do like that he's carrying an Uzi. It's a great one. But I gotta say, this issue number 17 is my favorite. This Wils Portacio cover here is just a beauty. It finally did the Punisher front and center. You get a good look at his trade dress, that skull emblem on his chest. You've got the supporting characters behind him here, also carrying guns. The energy just explodes off the cover here. I love the red splashes in the background there, the basic white background, the trade dress colors. Everything works on this one. I love the guns that he's carrying there. This is an exciting, explosive, dynamic cover, and I'm happy to give it S tier ranking. Well, let me know if there's any other titles, characters, writers, artists you want me to rank. Thanks again, and have a great night.